If you're a fan of PostgreSQL, you've probably faced that classic moment of panic. You're hitting the limits of a single server, and you're wondering, now what? Well, what if I told you that you could get massive scale and speed without actually leaving the database you already know and love? That's the promise of Citus. It's not a replacement. It's PostgreSQL, just supercharged.
You know, it's a great problem to have, right? It means your app is a hit, users are flooding in, data's pouring in, but your single Postgres instance is starting to sweat. It's struggling. So what do? What's the move when the tool you built everything on can't quite handle the success you've achieved?
Well, this is exactly where Citus enters the picture. Instead of forcing you into a painful, risky migration to some brand new system, Citus was built from the ground up to be a native extension. It lets you scale out horizontally, you just add more machines to your cluster, all while staying inside the familiar, powerful world of PostgreSQL.
So where did this thing even come from? The whole journey started way back in 2011 with one very clear mission: make it possible to scale PostgreSQL horizontally. Now, fast forward to 2019, and that vision gets a massive stamp of approval when Microsoft acquires the company. And today, it's a core, deeply integrated part of what Microsoft offers on its Azure cloud.
Okay, so that's the backstory. But the real question is, how does it actually work? How can it possibly give a single-node database the power of a whole distributed cluster? Let's dive under the hood and take a look at the architecture.
The secret sauce, the magic behind it all, is a concept called sharding. And the idea is actually pretty simple. Imagine trying to find one name in a single gigantic phone book for the entire planet. It would take forever, right? Sharding is like breaking that monster book into a whole library of smaller books, maybe one for each city. It's all the same information, just organized into smaller, faster, and way more manageable pieces.
So Citus takes this idea and runs with it in 4 key steps. First, it automatically takes your huge tables and just chops them up, spreading the pieces across multiple servers. Second, it keeps this central catalog, basically a master map, so it never forgets where every single piece of data lives. Third, and this is where the real magic happens, it parallelizes your queries. It sends your one question to all the servers at the exact same time, and they all work on the answer together. It's incredibly fast. And the most crucial part? It does all of this while looking and feeling exactly like the normal PostgreSQL you're already an expert in.
And once you have this distributed architecture, it's not just about getting faster. You unlock a whole new toolbox of advanced features. You can do complex joins that span across different machines, while still using foreign keys to keep your data clean. It's absolutely perfect for real-time analytics, using tricks like columnar storage to make reporting queries ridiculously fast. Oh, and with reference tables, it can just copy smaller, important tables to every machine, making certain joins just lightning fast.
All right, so the theory is cool, but so what? Where is Citus actually being used in the wild? Let's shift from the how it works to the why it matters and see what kinds of platforms this thing is powering.
The use cases are pretty much exactly what you'd imagine for a high-performance database. It's a total game changer for software-as-a-service platforms that have to handle data for thousands of different customers. It's the engine behind those real-time analytics dashboards that need to crunch terabytes of data and give you an answer now. And, of course, it's perfect for things like high-volume event tracking or e-commerce sites that need to handle tons of transactions.
And look, we're not talking about some obscure niche tool here. Citus is trusted by some of the most demanding database users on the planet. I'm talking about individual Postgres pros pushing the limits on their own projects, all the way up to huge tech companies like Heap and, of course, Microsoft itself. When you see names like that betting on it, you know it's the real deal.
So you might be thinking, okay, but there are other distributed databases out there, and you're right. So what makes Citus special? What's its competitive edge? Let's put it into context.
This, right here, is the most important difference to understand. Most other distributed SQL databases are replacement for Postgres. They might speak the same language, but they're a whole new system you have to learn. Citus is an extension. It's like adding a turbocharger to the car you already own and love. It means all your existing tools, pgadmin, Grafana, all your scripts, they just keep working. No changes needed. You're not replacing your stack, you're just making it way more powerful. And the really cool thing is how accessible it is. If you want to get your hands dirty, you can just grab the open source version and run it yourself. If you're a big company that needs on-premise support, there's an enterprise version for that. And if you just want to click a button and have it all magically handled for you, that's what the fully managed version on Azure is for. There's an option for everybody.
So when you boil it all down, the story of Citus is really about a very powerful idea. It's proof that you don't have to throw away the tools you love just to prepare for tomorrow's scale. Sometimes the most innovative solution isn't to start from scratch, but to find a brilliant way to enhance the foundation you already trust. It makes you think, doesn't it? What's more powerful, building something new from the ground up or building on the shoulders of giants?